This is the fall, so it's really small. Yeah, but in the spring was like 600 or 800 people.
Wow.
Come, yeah. Yeah, so this we could pull it inside. It's a lot easier. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, thanks for having me.
So we're going to go to the next slideshow now.
I just needed to go live.
I think it's 1 o'clock.
You would like to go to the next slide?
Probably, yeah. See? You didn't bring your drums, but you can't stop yourself.
Was I tapping?
Yes.
I've been tapping like nonstop since I was about 5 years old.
Everybody quieted down. I think we'll wait another couple of minutes to see if anybody else appears. We'll get started in a couple of minutes with the ceremony. Can you do a sound test? Okay, we'll see. We'll see if that works. Well, it looks like folks are here, so perhaps we'll get started now. Welcome to our graduation ceremony, fall of 2021. This is kind of an intimate ceremony that we have in the fall. It's a smaller number of graduates. The graduates in the spring number much larger, probably over 100, and we typically have 600 or 800 audience members in the spring. But this is a more intimate gathering, so we're very happy that you can be with us. I can tell you a little bit, graduates up here in the first row, please. I can tell you a little bit about our mask rules here. As you probably know, there's a mask mandate in Boulder County, as there is in Boulder, at the University of Colorado Boulder, with an exception, and that's the speakers. So I'm going to remove my mask as the speaker while I'm speaking, and the student speakers will do the same. That improves the quality of the sound. We're recording this, and we're also sort of, this is a multimedia thing. This is also being presented live right now. So it's being presented live on YouTube. And those of you who are on YouTube, we do have folks, you'll be seeing the camera shot on YouTube and not the slides. However, the recorded version that will appear on our department website will involve a merger of the slides with the recorded version that'll be prepared in a matter of a few weeks. So anyway, welcome again. I'd like to particularly acknowledge the families who are here, who really made this happen, this wonderful celebration of our graduates that's taking place today. Graduates, this is really about you, but it's wonderful that your family can be here with you to celebrate. Also, we have some faculty and staff here. In a minute, you'll be hearing from Professors Mike Dupson, who's up here, and Professor Tobin Munsat, who are the associate chairs of undergraduate and graduate studies, respectively. Many of the students here know them. In addition, we have a couple staff members here. This is Veronica Lingo, who's crouching here, who's our IT expert. She's made all the technical aspects of this ceremony work. And then there's Kirsten Apodaca, who's up here looking after the computer, has made everything else work. So we also have a few faculty here I'd like to introduce you to. If I can recognize our faculty with their masks on. This is Professor Scott Diddams, who's here. Students know our faculty. We also have a set of faculty. We have a rogues gallery up here of faculty. There's Professor Andreas Becker, Professor Paul Beal, Professor Daniel Bolton, Professor Steve Wagner, Professor Noah Finkelstein. And you may have run into a couple of our staff members out front guiding you here. That was Sherry Nambury, as well as Lindsay Romero. So we're a tight-knit department. We're very proud of our students and our staff and our faculty. What I'm going to say today, I'm going to make a few comments, and then we're going to get to the good part of the ceremony today, where we're going to hear from the students. But I have three things I'm going to say. First of all, what the graduates have accomplished is really remarkable. It's a very hard degree, a physics degree, and you're rightly proud of your family members, your friends who have been able to complete this degree in physics, who are graduating today. We're enormously proud of them as they transition from our beloved students to our esteemed alumni. And I see two more faculty just came in, Professor Eric Cornell and Professor Jun Ye, who are also joining us today. So I'm saying three things. First of all, this is a really remarkable accomplishment on the part of your friend, your children, your relative, first of all. Second of all, this is a great department, so I don't want to lose the opportunity to brag about the department, and I'll come back to the third thing that I want to tell you about after that. So we're one of the top physics departments in the country. We're ranked 4th by the US News and World Reports among public universities. We're ranked number 2 overall in the area of atomic, molecular, and optical physics. Sort of oscillate with MIT. Sometimes we're number 1, sometimes we're number 2, and number 6 overall in the area of quantum physics. We're also an enormously broad department. We do a lot of different things, which provides many different research opportunities for our students, as well as educational opportunities and professional opportunities for them afterwards. And our programs have been growing enormously in the last few years. This is a picture of our physics undergraduate majors. It's a little bit out of date. It's a couple of years out of date, but the point is that the number of majors have been growing rapidly over the last couple of decades. It's quadrupled in about the last 20 years, the number of our majors. And our graduate program has also been growing. I should say our undergraduate program is in the top 5 in terms of the largest programs in the United States. Our graduate program is the largest in the United States. This is the number of PhDs, students, a couple of years out of date. Again, 320 current PhD students, a number of whom are graduating this semester. More will graduate next semester. It's more than doubled in the last 20 years. This makes us the largest PhD program in the United States. So typically we get more than 1,200 applicants every year to join our graduate program, and we enroll about 60 students a year. We have another professor who's come in. This is Professor Steve Pollack. Steve didn't know he was going to be a highlight when he decided to come in. Our department is also not only broad, outstanding, growing, we're also highly connected. And this is important for our graduates. So this diagram here sort of demonstrates some of the mechanisms of connection. The inner ring here is with national laboratory, here at CU, different organizations. GILA is an institute on campus. It stands at the interface between the Department of Physics and the National Institute of Standards and Technology. We have the current chair of GILA here. Andreas Becker is the chair of GILA, and a number of other participants today actually have their offices or fellows in GILA. And so a lot of these organizations here are on campus. And then we have relationships with national labs. For example, NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology, is just down the road about less than a mile. So there's a lot of interactions with NIST scientists. Scott Diddams, for example, Professor Diddams here in the department is is a physicist at NIST, it turns out. And there's a National Renewable Energy Lab, NREL, for example, which is down in Golden. We have a new faculty member, who I'll be telling you about in a minute, who's joined us for a joint appointment between the National Renewable Energy Lab and our department. And many other relationships with national laboratories, both in the area, such as National Center for Atmospheric Research here in Boulder, and NOAA, which is also here in Boulder, but also national labs around the country, and then corporations, many of whom are in our neighborhood, some of which have been actually created by our faculty, providing opportunities for our students. For example, let's see, KM Labs was created by two of our faculty. Also, there's TechX that was created by our faculty. And then over here, I couldn't see it initially, there's Cold Quanta, which has also been created by our faculty, and others that have been created by our students. And so the employment situation in physics is really remarkable right now. And one of the reasons, because of this this complicated network of interactions between the physics department and various national labs, as well as industries around the country, and also to a certain extent around the world. Oh, and I should say, graduates, as soon as you graduate, you become an alumnus, at which point we start looking less to provide things for you and looking for help back to us. And so that'll be happening soon. So our alumni are very good to us. They're very important parts of our community. And I'll mention a few alumni in a few minutes. So here's some pictures of our new faculty who we've hired in the last few years. As you all know, we're in the midst of an international pandemic. It's had implications for the economics of our department, yet we've been able to continue to hire faculty and to grow as a department. I've shown you pictures of a few of our young faculty for a number of reasons, mostly because they look better than the older faculty. They actually look like their pictures, I should say. So in 2018, we hired 3 faculty, Eleanor Hodby here, Eleanor, Colin West, and Bethany Wilcox. In 2019, we hired Andy Lucas, who's a condensed matter theorist. 2020, we hired Nuris Figueroa, as well as Shuo Sun. And just now, starting in a month, a few weeks actually, Joe Barry is going to be joining us for a joint position between physics and the National Renewable Energy Lab. This growth of faculty is a sign of health, even in the midst of economically difficult times. Also, our faculty are outstanding. We're not only growing in numbers, they're outstanding. We have many award winners. These are pictures of our 4 Nobel laureates. I had to find Eric's picture. This is Eric's kindergarten picture, it turns out. We found that. So there's 4 Nobel laureates, MacArthur winners, Packard winners, members of the National Academy, American Physical Society fellows, American Geophysical Union fellows, as well as fellows of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. So it's a very well-decorated department in research and also in teaching. So the 2013 National U.S. Professor of the Year is a CU professor, Steve Pollack walked in a few minutes ago. Here's a picture of Steve. If he wasn't here, you'd be able to see him, but he's here in fact. And we have many other faculty who have won awards for teaching, both local awards and national awards, including Heather Lewandowski and Kathy Perkins, Mike Dubson, who's here, the UC Associate Chair for Undergraduate Studies, Oliver DeWolf, if you can read this here. He's teaching a course, I think, in general relativity here, which is one of Oliver's famous courses. Noah Finkelstein, who's here up in the 5th row, and Chuck Rogers. So our faculty are very decorated, both in research and in teaching. And this leads me to my last comment, that the department is outstanding, it's broad, it's large, it's growing. There's multiple awards. It's multiply connected locally and nationally and internationally. And what that means is that it's even more impressive what the graduates have done, because they've gotten a degree from what we think is clearly the best department in the university and probably the most challenging degree that the university has to offer. So if you're proud of your student, your friend, your family member, you definitely should be, because we are. So, I want to say a few words about our alumni. Our alumni to go on to do many things, not just science and engineering. They go into a variety of different fields. I want to give you a few examples. So for example, this is one of our alumni. This is Randolph Stickware, a stick found in Boulder Brewery. Some of you may know Boulder beer. I learned about Boulder beer when I was a postdoc in Massachusetts. And as soon as I was offered this job, I would make sure I went to the one bar that I could actually drink Boulder beer in Boston. Other prominent alumni include, well, this is Hosea Rosenberg. Again, not doing science, but physics provides an outstanding foundation as a degree for our alumni. Hosea Rosenberg was the Top Chef, it turns out, I think in the 5th season of the Top Chef. And he owns two restaurants that I highly commend here in town, Santos and Black Belly. If you're in town for a couple of days, you may want to try to get in there. Both, they're very, very good. And then here's an example of another alumnus. This is Steve Swanson, who's of course an astronaut. So, we obviously hope our students move on in the areas of science or engineering and technical professions. But the point is, ultimately, a physics degree opens many doors to our faculty, to our students, and it's up to them to identify those doors and decide which ones to open and walk through. It's not necessarily the case, students, that you have to walk through the most obvious door, the first ones you come to, as some of our alumni have shown, who have been successful in many different areas. So with that, I'd like to thank the family and friends again, and we're about ready to confer degrees on our graduates. So the first awards that we present are for Latin honors. Latin honors require the performance of an independent, unique piece of research and a senior thesis. Our students work extremely closely with our faculty in writing their senior theses. And we're here to acknowledge Latin honors degrees for 5 students, some of whom are here. Liam Foster is graduating summa cum laude. He worked with his thesis advisor, Steve Wagner. Steve is here. And the title of the thesis is here. Let me see. I should say, I'd like to tell you a story. So I've been chair for 1.5 years. This is the 3rd graduation ceremony that I've been able to preside over, but the other 2 have been remote. So I'm really happy to be here with you in person, but I don't quite know what I'm doing. At this point, do we give the, we don't do anything with our Latin honors graduates. There's no certificates for them. Okay, so we just read their names. Second of all, there's Brandon Korb. Brandon Korb, is Brandon here? Liam, maybe you should raise your hand. This is Liam. Liam's here. Brandon's not here. Oh yes, please clap. Next is Brandon Korb. Brandon graduated with summa cum laude, and he worked with Alicia Marino. Is Brandon here? I don't think Brandon is here today. Next is Sanjeev Mahabir, magna cum laude, worked with Paul Ramachka. I don't believe Mahabir is here today. And then there's Antonio Vigil. He graduated summa cum laude. Thesis advisor was Eric Cornell. His honors representative was Jun Ye. Antonio, are you here? Is Antonio here? Oh, over here, sorry. Good to see you, Antonio. And then there's Andres Villani Davila. Andres is here. Andres, this is Andres. Andres graduated summa cum laude with Heather Lewandowski. And a number of the other honors representatives are John Kumalat, whose name you can see here in 3 different cases, and then Junya in two of the cases. And I should say that in the last 25 years, we've had only 3 chairs in the Department of Physics. So I represent a small fraction of the chairs that have been in office during the success of the department over the last 25 years. But one of them is here, and that's Paul Beal. Paul Beal's up here, and Paul was one of our recent chairs. Okay, so now what we do is we honor, after the Latin honors recipients, we honor students for outstanding academic performance. And this is based upon GPA. And we do have a certificate for every one of these students. So Liam Foster, these are students, please come to the front. We'll sit up here, Liam. This is for you. This is for outstanding academic achievement. And that's defined as a GPA of over 3.8, which is very difficult to achieve in, well, in any field, in particular in physics. Next, I'll go in the order of their certificates here. Next is Antonio Vigil. Antonio? Antonio? You could take your mask off, Antonio. Mm-hmm. Great. Congratulations, Antonio. Our next distinguished graduate for academic achievement is Andres Filani Davila. Our next distinguished graduate for academic achievement is Nicholas Holcomb. I don't think Nicholas is with us today. But our next outstanding graduate for academic achievement is Brandon Korb, who we've seen is not with us today. And finally, our distinguished graduate for academic achievement, our last awardee is George Trubnikov. George is here, good. You can take the mask off for the picture, George, if you'd like. Here you go, you can hold your certificate. Now, we also acknowledge the student who graduates with the highest GPA. And this semester, and we call that outstanding graduate for academic achievement. This semester, it's McKenna Partridge. McKenna's going to say a few words. It's working.
Well, I actually don't know what to say. I put a lot of thought into it and came up with not a whole lot. So I wanted to just begin with congratulations to everybody here. I know I've had some classes with a few of you, or a lot of classes with a couple of you. But yeah, so I just, again, congratulations. And I just want to say, like, above everything else, I just feel an immense sense of gratitude to be able to stand here today. And yeah, I just met so many really kind people, professors and other students in the department. And, you know, this was like a really amazing opportunity. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without the department's support and also without the support of my family. They've been just immensely helpful and just there for me. Yeah, so congrats to everybody and thank you for all of the support.
Congratulations, McKenna. Oh. Yeah. Sorry. Good. We can take. I get to take a picture with you. It's great. When I say our staff is what makes this happen, this is the kind of indication of that. So the next outstanding student we want to acknowledge is the outstanding graduate in engineering physics. That's Andres Villani Davila. Andres was also named the outstanding graduate for research in the College of Engineering and Applied Science. So please come up. You can take your mask off.
Oh, okay. I did prepare something short. Coming from a country where basic needs were not guaranteed, I saw the study of nature always being disregarded as pointless in my culture. There were simply more important matters to spend resources on. Understandably, no one is going to care about new scientific experiments if they do not even have reliable electricity or water service. Coming to CU Boulder opened my eyes to a whole different perspective. Watching scientists from all over the world collaborate for a larger cause reminds me that our country's borders are merely imaginary. Science requires you to be brave enough to try proving yourself wrong and to try and keep your mind open to new discoveries that could refute everything you thought to be true. My worldview has been largely impacted by my time at CU, and I owe my achievements to the inspiration I found in this institution as much as I do to its facilities and resources. I would like to thank the amazing faculty and graduate students I've worked with as they brought the best out of me with their guidance. Also to my family and friends who supported me every step along the way. And to all of you, fellow graduates, for sharing the road to this special day, which certainly wasn't easy. Remember that regardless of what you end up doing, as scientists, we have a duty to society that goes beyond technological advancement. Now more than ever, we must work to ensure truth is respected. We are the universe trying to understand itself, and I hope you find purpose on this end and become role models as you pursue it. Thank you.
This is yours. Let's take a picture. Yeah. Right. Thank you. Sometimes we say that we launch our graduates. This is an indication. Looks like he's getting ready to go to the moon. There's a third awardee today that we want to acknowledge, outstanding graduate. This is an outstanding graduate in physics and the Stephen Halley White Undergraduate Research Award winner. This is Antonio Vigil. Antonio was also named the outstanding graduate in the College of Arts and Sciences. There are 42 departments in the College of Arts and Sciences. Antonio was named the outstanding graduate this year. There's only one. It's remarkable. So the Stephen Halley White Undergraduate Research Award is named after one of our alumni. We say how important our alumni are. Our alumni provide gifts for scholarships for our students, been very generous with us. Stephen Halley White graduated, I think it says here, in 1963 with a degree in physics, and he worked during his undergraduate years at CU in the laboratories of two of our faculty, Walt Tantala and Don Burkhart, helping to develop a speech synthesizing system, and then with Professor Seth Mizushima doing original research on the development of the liquid state laser. So the Stephen Halley White has provided this gift to the department that allows us to provide this scholarship to Antonio. So Antonio, please come on up and say a few words to the crowd. We'll put this down. Well, no, you have. Well, you say your words first, and then we'll give you them.
I also prepared a couple words, but in Ms. Partridge's tradition, I think I'm going to go ahead and neglect that and just say, Mom and Dad, thank you so much. Couldn't have done it without you. Thank you for all your sacrifice. To my phenomenal advisors. Excuse me, I'm so used to wearing it. Yeah, to my phenomenal advisors, thank you so much. It's been an incredibly rewarding opportunity, and I found so much fulfillment in working with you. To a dear, dear source of inspiration, the infamous ISK, whose true name is Rufus, thank you so much for standing with me the whole way. And to all of our graduates, congratulations, guys. I know how difficult that was, so you have much to be proud of. The end.
Antonio, become kicker. Congratulations, Antonio. Okay, now we get to the point of providing our undergraduate degrees. And Professor Dupson's going to come up and read off all the names of the students. The students who were here will come up and receive their diploma holder. And at that point, they can consider themselves officially graduated. And most of you should have your tassels on the right-hand side, by the way, if you haven't graduated yet. As soon as you pick up your diploma cover, you can move it over to the left-hand side. That indicates that you graduated.
I have a lapel mic. Sound check. Do I sound okay, Veronica? Okay, very good. So before I read the names of today's graduates, I want to tell them all about a job opportunity and make an appeal. As associate chair for undergraduate studies, 3 times a year, I have to hire the teaching assistants for the following semester. Teaching assistants are students who help the faculty teach the courses, and we have to have them. Okay, I'm looking for 5 teaching assistants in the spring. That's how short I am. Okay, so if you're interested in being a teaching assistant, that's a part-time position, either 20 hours a week, that's a full TA, or 10 hours a week, that's a partial TA. Please contact me. I'm michael.dupson@colorado.edu. I'll ask you for your resume, and then I'll offer you a job. Okay. Okay, so again, just you can talk to me right after the ceremony, or you can email me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to read the names of today's graduates, and I'm going to begin with the names of the graduates from the College of Engineering who will graduate with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering Physics. Okay, Liam Foster. So I think the chair, yeah, congratulates them. I'm not sure, but Kirsten knows. Yeah, okay.
I was napping. Congratulations, Liam. This is your diploma cover. We can take another picture up here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can come right here.
Okay, and I'm told if you want to say a few words, this is the opportunity. I don't know how to turn it on, but
Here, I can,
oh, there we go.
you got it.
You go over there. Okay. I want to thank everybody for coming and for working hard in this degree. And congratulations to everybody that's graduating. And yeah, thanks for making it a fun couple of years. And thanks to my family and friends for coming out. And yeah, thanks everybody.
So I'm reading the names of all the graduates, whether or not they're present. And if they're present, I'll pause. Okay, so next is Jeffrey W. Myers, who's not here. Okay. McKenna Partridge.
Do you have any more words you'd like to say?
No, I don't think so.
Andres Balani Davila.
Take another picture. Congratulations.
Thomas J. Zoe.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Okay, so next I'll read the names of our graduates from the College of Arts and Sciences who will receive a degree of Bachelor of Arts in Physics. William G. Kane III.
Would you like to say a few words? We kind of forgot about this. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, why not?
We'll do the photographs and we'll do the words. Whatever she says we're going to do. Congratulations.
Mike?
I'm sorry, would you like to say anything? You're good? Okay. Is this? Oh, it's fine. Can't tell the mask without a scar card.
Next we have Zenon Cortez.
Picture first. If you want to say anything, that's great. Okay.
Jabari Davis.
Congratulations, Jabari. Jabari, like to say a few words.
I don't know. Congrats to everyone here for graduating. Thanks to my family for supporting me through all of this, and it's been fun.
Ja Zan E. Eugene.
Congratulations, Eugene. Take your mask off if you'd like or not. Like to do. You good? Okay.
Okay, next I have several names of graduates who are not with us today, not here in the room, but I hope they're attending remotely. So let's congratulate them as I read their names. Max E. Garber. Nicholas Holcomb. John W. Johnson. Brandon T. Korb. Haipeng Liu. Sanjeev S. Mahabir. Ian M. Payton. Anthony C. Segara. Devin S. Staub. Martin Storr. Okay, and finally, we have a couple of graduates who are here. George Trubnikov.
George. Take a picture and then you can say a few words if you'd like. Okay.
Probably not.
Appreciate it.
And the final name on my list is Antonio Vigil.
Antonio, there's so many things that you have here.
So I should always ask whether we screwed up. Are there any undergraduates who are getting degrees today who we did not name? Okay, we're good.
Well, congratulations to all of our fresh undergraduates. We're not graduates. So we're moving on to the presentation of our graduate degrees, and this is going to be done by Professor Munset.
All right, I'm being beckoned to the front. So we have fewer, but still a pretty healthy class of PhD graduates. And I'm going to start, my understanding is that only one of our PhD graduates is here attending today. And so I'm going to start with him. And when we introduce the PhD graduates, we also like to have their advisor come down, because getting a PhD is a very, very close and long collaboration between student and advisor. So we like to have both of them come down, and we ask the advisor to place the hood on the graduate. So let me start by congratulating Robbie Fasano. And Robbie's advisor is Scott Diddams. So could I ask both of you to come on to the front, please? Oh, he's not here. Oh,
well,
I'm sorry. I've gotten this backwards. So let me next introduce Alex Lind, with also advisor Scott Diddams. Thank you.
oh, well, I think it probably goes, well, it probably goes velvet out.
You know, you
And then
think
over the
you're
head
done
like
with the
this.
challenges once you're an advisor.
Wasn't that part of your PhD, Scott? Okay, this is a good time. For
And
picture.
we would also invite them to say a few words. So maybe we'll start with Professor Diddams.
Let's make sure that's on, Scott. Yeah, it's on.
Okay, so I'd be happy to say a few words about Alex. So as Tobin just described, you know, there's a kind of a long relationship that happens or develops between an advisor and a student. And Alex worked with me for about 6 years, coming from Georgia Tech, where he did his undergrad. And for his dissertation work, Alex created an entirely new type of light source in the infrared region of the spectrum. And that light source is called a frequency comb. And the infrared region of the spectrum is quite interesting because we can't see that kind of light with our own eyes, but molecules and most matter in the universe interacts very strongly with infrared light. And so it turns out that the tools Alex developed are very, very powerful tools for spectroscopy and for allowing us to measure and quantify and learn about the properties of molecular matter. And along the way, Alex also developed a very unique way of analyzing that light that functions something akin to an oscilloscope, a very fast, high-speed measurement tool for measuring very short transients of light, something that had never existed before. So this was amazing work that Alex did. I was really proud of him. And I would just add that, you know, there's an interesting progression that happens in a PhD thesis where a student early on is coming to me a lot saying, what do I do about this? What about this? How do I figure this out? And I can offer advice and guidance. But, you know, somewhere towards the end, the balance flips. And then I'm the one going to Alex and saying, hey, I read this, or how does this work? Or how do you understand this? Or what do you think about this new paper that just came out? And the student teaches me as much as I have taught them. So I think that's a real accomplishment, a wonderful passage, I would say, a recognition of becoming an independent thinker and an independent scientist, and Alex has certainly achieved that. So it's been an absolutely complete pleasure to work with him and to have him in my lab. Fortunately, I get to keep him around for a little bit longer as a postdoc for a few months, and so we get to continue to have some more fun. So thank you, Alex.
All right, I'll keep this pretty short. Hey, family who's watching online. And, you know, 6 years is a long time to work on something like this, especially with the last, 2 years of it being during COVID. But, I'd happily work with Scott for 6 more years. He's really excellent. So thank you.
Can I get a picture with you too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, with you in the middle. Congratulations.
So I would like to read out the names of the other PhD graduates so that we can congratulate them. Hopefully they and/or their friends and family are watching online. First on my list is Julia R.K. Klein. Also is Graham Greavy. I want to point out that both Julia and Graham are graduating with thesis advisor James Thompson. Next on my list is Samuel C. Johnson with thesis advisor Marcus Raschke. Next is Haonan Liu with Professor Murray Holland. Next is Michael A. Perlin with Professor Ana Maria Ray. And finally, Christopher A. Pauks with Professor Minier Lee.
Thank you, Tobin. So, well, it's been a real honor for me to sort of watch this ceremony take place. In particular, thank you for representing all of our PhD students. Our graduate students, as the faculty know, our graduate students are, they're off the charts. We're very fortunate to have this large, outstanding set of graduate students who really define our department. And there's a great many more who actually able to show up in the spring. So with that, that brings our ceremony to a close today. What I would suggest is the advisors, in particular Latin honors advisors, could you come down front after the ceremony to get a picture with the Latin honors recipients? If you have time to do that, that would be great. But I'd just like to wish you a wonderful day. Congratulations to our graduates. And we're looking forward to great things from you. And please stay in touch. Thank you all. Veronica has a couple technical